Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Trishita and today we're going to be talking about FIT. Now if you are watching this video, know that you are already one step ahead to your application process, and let's keep on watching. I have my laptop right here so that I can tell you all the deadlines and the dates and all the important notes that I have written down here. So starting with the first deadline is your SUNY application deadline. Now what is SUNY? SUNY is State University of New York. FIT comes under the State University of New York, which is why SUNY, and it is basically for the fall semester. You have the application deadline as Jan 1st, which includes just your basic information and maybe a small write-up as well. Now that is not the difficult part, to be very honest with you, and I think if you're applying from Nift, your deadline for the SUNY will be much earlier because everything will start moving from November onwards, and you will have to apply for your transcripts. Now if you are in Nift, then your transcripts will cost you about 500 rupees to apply to get the transcript, and to send it to FIT I think it's about 2000, which you will be informed about. Honestly, I think these things vary, and keep in contact with the person that is dealing with all the FIT processing and everything in your particular center. And I know I sound so serious while saying all of this, but I'm making sure that you are noting all of this down so that you don't miss anything out. Now why I'm only talking about the fall semester is because this video is made for people who are from Nift mainly, or if you're just applying to the fall semester for the AAS degree in FIT, then this is for you. So next I want to talk about the transcripts. You basically have to upload your transcripts to SUNY or give your transcripts to SUNY, and this procedure is basically of just a couple of minutes. You need to upload it. After you have submitted your transcripts to the SUNY website, you will receive an email, I think after 7 to 10 days, which will contain your FIT ID, my FIT ID and password, so you can log in to the FIT website. Now we're gonna get to the main part, which is FIT application. The FIT application deadline for the fall semester is 1st of February. Now I know this sounds like a lot of time, but trust me, time does fly. You have a lot of work to do for your portfolio and a lot of back and forth when you have to go in for your tests and all of that. So if you are not aware, Nift does have a criteria for you to be able to apply to FIT in the first place. So they're going to take a test which is going to be in 3 parts. I think it has the general knowledge part, the English part, and a small portfolio submission part, which is not very difficult. Just brush up your grammar, read through the basic principles of design and color theory and all of that, and keep up with the fashion industry, current affairs with the fashion industry and all of that, and you will be good to go. It's not that difficult. And with your portfolio, I want you to remember that you need to put in the works that you have done in your first year or up until that date, and you can also put any works that you've done which you think is worth putting in the portfolio, and there's going to be a panel in your Nift center that is going to judge it. Now also you need to give them your transcripts for your 10th and your 12th grade. It does account for some percentage of your application and whether or not they will let you apply to FIT or not. So make sure that you get that out of the way as well. And yes, try to keep your CGPA high. Your first year scores definitely matter. I think that is what made the difference for me, because I did not do very well on my 10th transcripts or 12th grade transcripts. However, I did pretty well in my first year in Nift, which is why I ranked and they let me apply to FIT, right? So now we're going to talk about the 4 parts of your FIT application, which is the essay, the transcripts, the TOEFL, and the portfolio. Now the essay is very important. Make sure you pay a lot of attention to the essay. It is like an SOP, statement of purpose. So yes, pour out your story, be very specific, and make sure that you are convincing them why they should take you in at FIT. Now I want to talk about the transcripts. Like I said, get your transcripts out of the way, submit it, and you'll be good to go. Also when you log into my FIT, you will be able to clearly see whether they have received your transcripts or not, and same with the TOEFL scores. Now with the TOEFL scores, you need a minimum of 80 out of 120 to apply to FIT, but it's different for different English tests. Now I took TOEFL, and if you are curious, I got a 105 out of 120, which is not too bad considering the fact that I only prepared for a day or two. I would just go through the practice tests online for TOEFL, and I just got the hang of it. Frankly, I wasn't very confident, but then I realized that it's not that hard, especially if you are confident with your English. Trust me, it is not going to be that hard. I consider that I speak decent English, which is why I think it wasn't that hard. However, if you feel underconfident, make sure you give yourself at least a week to go through the test papers and practice it. Now there's 3 tests that you can take. One is the TOEFL, the IELTS, and the PTE test. Now for TOEFL, like I mentioned, 80 is the minimum score requirement. For IELTS, it is 6.5, and for PTE, it's a 53. So yes, decide whichever test you want to take and go for it. Now I would recommend you to take the test at least 1.5 months prior to your submission. Why is that? Because in case you don't do well on any of your English tests, then you always have the chance to retake the test. Of course, the tests are a little bit expensive, but yes, you will have the chance at least, and thankfully I got it right in the first go, and I hope you guys do too. But it's always safe to have it prior to the deadlines, right? So I did take the test on December 1st, which was pretty late, and I would tell you to take the test at least by November if you are applying for the fall semester. Then the next thing that I want to talk about is your portfolio. Now your portfolio is also divided into 4 major parts. I know this sounds very overwhelming, but you'll get it right. We all went through this procedure. It is not that difficult, but you need to start early on. You need to plan things out, which is what I would say. And so the 4 parts of your portfolio are the fashion design essay, which is very important, the mix and match project, the fashion design artwork project, and the sewing project. Now this is specific to the fashion design department. However, if you are in another department, you can always go to the FIT website and check the portfolio requirements for that particular department. So your fashion design essay is the most important essay. It's where you need to pour your heart out, but at the same time has to be very crisp. It has to get to the point, and you have to tell your story in a way that it inspires them to take you in as a student. Like, listen, everybody talks about why they want to go to FIT, but FIT already knows that you have been wanting to go to FIT because they take in thousands of students every year, and you know, they receive all these essays, but they really want to hear what makes you different from all those other applications and from all those other people who are applying. So I would recommend you to focus on that one line, what makes you different and why you are worth it as a student to be a part of FIT, which is what I did on my essay as well. Talk about your story, of course, it's like your resume, but make sure you make them realize why you are important and what makes you different. I said it all over again, but that's that. Keep that in mind. Now, mix and match project, fashion design artwork, and sewing project. I'm going to talk about these 3 parts in the next video, which will be coming up very soon. Don't worry. And I'll also show you guys my own portfolio and explain my portfolio and the design elements so that you are able to grasp and understand better what works, what doesn't work for FIT. Now, I hope I've covered everything, especially for the Nift applicants, for the Nift exchange program student applicants. Yeah, so that's it for this video, guys. I hope I could help. Make sure you are noting all of these dates down because they're super important, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.